Vibes, adrenaline, more vibes every day, all day.
And I have our high tea guest here with me live in person. So y'all better make sure that you are with us. Join us on the website www.vibesradio.co.ke. How you doing, Winnie?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
I'm so happy to have you on the show, gal. I was actually just telling you guys, I was telling Winnie behind the scenes how I've been a fan of hers, Chinyamaji. I get the emails, I follow her on Instagram, I see the trips. I've still never managed to get the time to travel with Winnie, but I'm so happy to have you here and talk to you because I just want to get all the travel secrets I can get in this conversation. So first of all, how are you doing today and how was your last trip? When did you come back?
Well, that is a tricky question. I'm really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I have had 3 trips in one. I was in Namibia hosting another trip, immediately came back, went to Lamu, hosted another trip, and then did a campaign in Malindi. So I just came back from Malindi, like a 3-in-1 trip.
Damn, Namibia, Lamu, then Malindi, and finally you're home now.
Yes, I just got back home, yeah.
Damn. Oh my gosh. So first of all, just off the cuff, how does somebody even become a travel blogger? Like, we just follow you guys on Instagram and we have FOMO all day, every day. But how does one actually do it? Where did you figure it out? Did you work for a travel company? Were you always traveling and you decided to try and make it work? How did you decide to take on?
All right, I've never worked for a travel company, although now I own one. My travel company.
Yes, sis. I'm here for it.
However, there's no particular way of becoming a travel blogger. At least for me, I can tell you my story. I'm very passionate about travel, which is how I found myself here.
Right.
And then I started traveling when I got a job, but that was in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And I could set aside some money to travel and then post my experiences on Instagram. At the time, I had like 1,000 followers, 1,400 followers, and I could get the same questions. Where did you go? How did you get there? Did you get a visa? What did you do? Where did you stay? And the person I was seeing at the time told me, hey, listen, you spend so much time on Instagram answering similar questions to different people. Why don't you start a website? Put all that information there. And if someone asks you a question, you send them the link. It will make your work so much easier. That is how I ended up becoming a travel blogger.
Wow.
If you notice, if you've been following my work for a while, you can tell I always answer the same question. Things to do. Do you need a visa? How do you get there? Which airlines do you use? Yes. Because that is how I started out.
So literally all your the original Instagram followers are the ones that helped you create that kind of list of what you guys usually want to know. That's so cool. And you just started off with 1,000 followers, guys. Let me just break it to you. She has 21,000 followers now. So your dreams are valid, whoever you are, wherever you dare. Okay, believe in yourself, it's possible. So a lot of people just believe, travel is expensive. Everyone is thinking, you have to have like a sponsor to be able to take you on this trip. So but I think that you are showing that is genuinely a myth. What's the least amount of money you've ever spent on a trip, and where did you go and how long were you gone for?
All right. I was first going to address that sponsor question because it's a question that most women get.
And some of us are actually paying for our own trips. I would tell them.
I know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having someone sponsor your trip. I have my trip sponsored by brands like Jumbo Jet, Guinness. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having sponsors. But
yes,
I had to actually address that question on my blog. Stop asking me if I have a specific white older man that pays for your trip.
That takes me. Oh my lord! I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. Yeah.
But to answer your question, the cheapest trip I've ever done was those days I was a backpacker in 2017. And backpacking, I know it's not for everyone. I don't do that anymore because my.
Are you saying it's not for you?
No, I can still do it.
Yeah.
It's just that as we continue with this conversation, you will see the way I travel has changed because now I am taking care of other people. It's not just me. But at the
Yes.
time, I was doing solo travel, budget travels, and I remember I visited 4 countries. I visited Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. And I spent, I think, 150,000 on everything for a period of a month.
What? 4 weeks?
Yeah.
And you spent
I
100?
flew into 150,000.
So you flew in?
Into Malawi, and then did road trips across those countries, because you see, it's easier to do road trips. It was easier at the time. Now, because of COVID, it's a bit expensive because you have to pay for COVID tests.
Yes.
But at the time, it was easier to cross borders to borders, and all these countries were like South Africa. I didn't need a visa, so it was easy to get in and exit and get into the other countries and their neighbors.
Wow.
So I used road transport through all the way to South Africa, and then I flew back from Johannesburg back to Nairobi.
That sounds like an incredible trip. Oh my word. And I mean, I know what you mean about backpacking not being for everybody. Sometimes you want a little bit more luxury, you want to be taken care of a bit. To you, holiday is rest and recuperation, but travel also just opens up the mind, so if you want to just go to a certain country, there's always a very affordable way for you to be able to make your way there.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. I mean, if you don't have the money to spend on luxury, I would say start with budget traveling, and then somehow you'll find your way to where you want to be. But always start from somewhere, for sure.
So one of the biggest things that I really admired when I first found you and I found your page is that so many of the trips that you were doing that was so epic. I was looking at your pictures and I was like, oh my God, I want a picture like this. I need your hookup for your long flowing dresses. You have red, blue, orange, yellow, everything. But that's a conversation for another day. You were doing so many incredible trips here in the 254. You're not exiting the borders. And I found that so cool because I was like, there's so many more places here in Kenya that we don't know. Not the Diani and the Lamu and the Masai Mara. There are just so many other places. Can you name for us a couple of some of your favorite places to go to here in the 254 that people might not necessarily know about?
Well, because of the pandemic, I was losing my mind in the house, so we had to find interesting ways to make my life easier. Because travel is a part of my life. I can't do without it. So I got massively into hiking, and then there's other destinations towards the north. Chalbi Desert, North Horror, there's a little dune over there where people go and take pictures and watch the sunset. And then Sorry, I muted it by mistake. And then there's Nanyuki, you can go there and also climb Mount Kenya. Then there's this campaign that I did with Ramojet earlier, the North Rift towards Eldoret. There's some beautiful spots and waterfalls. There's so much. Kenya has so much diversity, and if people could look beyond the beach and the wildlife, so much to do.
There's a lot to offer.
Bungee jumping, there's so much.
Especially because, like you said, there's a pandemic right now. So there is no excuse, like you said. If people are feeling cooped up in the house, there's so many places you guys can visit in the 254. Like, just go look at her page. It's called Just Rioba. You are going to see so many places in Kenya. You don't need to pay no COVID test. Now we're not in cessation anymore. There's no curfew. You can actually drive after work. Go check out her page and you're going to see some of the epic places you can go. Winnie, we talked a little bit about money, and I'm just curious how you save up for your trips. Obviously now you have many brands that work with you, so I'm sure you're collecting your checks, sis, and kudos to you for that. But for people that are where you were a few years ago when you were starting, how did you save up for your travel?
Okay. I don't have that many brands working with me, but if any of them are listening, tell them that I'm really good.
Yes, please, really guys, come through. I'm telling you, you have to see this girl's page. Hata nimpatie makofi. Mpatie check tafadhali.
Thank you. So I started. I initially had an 8 to 5 job at a bank, and I used to live with my mom, my parents. So I wasn't paying rent. I didn't have any bills. So I used to save a large chunk of that money for travel, and then save. Of course, I can't use all my money from And then the rest I would use it in the bills here. That is how I started. But over the years now, I started writing for some international magazines based in Germany because they were really interested in African travel.
Nice.
And then they would translate it into Sorry, actually it was Danish, not Germany.
Oh, that's so cool.
Danish.
So you were writing them, they translate, they pay you for your writing, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh,
It pays
wow.
really well. If you get an international company that wants writers, they pay really, really well. About 250 euros per article, and an article is a thousand words, if I'm not wrong. Anyway, so from there I started now hosting trips and working with brands, and also some of my, to be honest, if you go through my page, are paid for. Some hotel stays are paid
Yes.
for. So that is where I'm at right now.
Oh my
But
gosh.
initially I had to, for about 3 years, from 2016 to late 2018, I was paying for my trip out of my pocket, except for a couple of, maybe 1 or 2 hotel stays, and hotel stays were not paying me. So I paid for every single trip from my pocket. And then towards now, the beginning of 2019, coming forward, I had been getting sponsored stays, sponsored campaigns. I've done international campaigns to West Africa with some hotels there. So it's been quite an interesting journey. Although I've never stopped doing solo travels and paying for my trips, but nowadays it's so hard to create time because now travel has become my job.
Yeah, you actually have to be like, no, guys, I'm trying to actually go somewhere by myself this time round. No, that is so impressive. And by the way, for everybody that's tuned in, 250 euros right now with the current exchange is about 32,000 Kenya shillings. For 1,000 words, that's a pretty good rate. When she's saying they pay well, she's saying they pay very, very well. Thanks for all the tips and tricks. You are part of a very exciting launch that's going to be happening a little later in the week. If I'm not wrong, tell us about that.
Well, it's the Black Shine Brightest Lounge. I've been working with Guinness for the last 3 months. It's been an exciting campaign. Working on this launch has actually made me get out of my comfort zone, which is super awesome and important. I'm able to bring the audience into my experience by creating a wide range of different content and moments that they can find enjoyable. And I wouldn't have been able to be inspired to do this if not for this Black Shine Brightest campaign. And also, I get to interact with legends like Mutua Mateka. It's important for the brand when creators meet and exchange ideas. Win-win, if you ask me.
100%. Oh my gosh.
The launch is happening tomorrow from 3 p.m. I'm particularly excited to meet other creators that I haven't had an opportunity to meet with.
Yeah.
And, exchange ideas, network, and learn. And also have fun.
Exactly, 100%. So what does it mean to you when you say you shine brightest within traveling and all of that? Why did you relate so much with the message of the campaign?
Some of the things I shine bright in and that ultimately make me shine brightest are dancing. I dance Latin, specifically salsa, bachata, and kizomba.
Yes.
And also travel. Travel is a perfect embodiment of who I am. I have been in the travel space, like I mentioned earlier, since 2016. Initially, I started out as a solo traveler, but now I curate and host trips for women. In fact, we just came from an exciting trip in Namibia. It was all over Twitter. If you had the time to be on Twitter, that would keep it over there. And so shining in my field makes me shine, but bringing other women along with me for the experiences and see their faces when they experience these things with me is what makes me shine brightest.
I have so much FOMO, and I'm gonna have to definitely make space in my calendar to come on one of these trips. Why is it that you chose to travel with groups of women, and what are some of the coolest things that you've seen some of the women experience when you've been with them?
Okay, cool. I chose women because a large percentage of my subscribers, I think 70% are women. And then statistically, research has shown that women travel more, and women are comfortable traveling with strangers as opposed to the other gender. The other gender would rather be in a group of friends they know or with their spouses.
I did not know
easier.
that. So women are more happy to like go on a trip, meet new people. Men are like, nah, fam, let me go with my boys that I know.
Yes, and I have seen these women because they're not my friends, they're my clients, most of them.
Yeah.
I have seen them become friends, and I follow some of them on Instagram. They have actually traveled together. They don't need me anymore, which was the end goal, because they didn't want to be solo travelers. They wanted to just find people who are like them, and their friends might not like traveling because traveling is not for everyone.
So
they found people who share the same values as them, and they share the same passion with them, and it's been a good experience for them. I have seen them bungee jumping over Victoria Falls. I have seen them skydiving in Namibia. I've seen them swimming in the Devil's Pool in Zambia.
Oh my
word! Seen them zip lining. It's a wide array of experiences. Wide paragliding.
That's incredible.
Women really love to take care of themselves because they work hard. Women work hard.
Yes, they do.
Taking care of themselves. Yeah.
100% they do. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Winnie, for what you do. And thanks for making the time for this interview. Give everybody your socials, the website, and tell them the next upcoming trip so they can know where to sign up.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Suzanne.
Of course.
My social media on Twitter and Instagram, actually literally everywhere, it's just Rioba. And I host trips that I'm present for women, but also I am able to curate experiences for everyone, not just women. So if you and your friends want your trip plans, just reach out to me. I'm going to help you. I don't have anything against men. I had to put it out there.
Yeah, put it out there. Put it out there.
The next trip that I'm hosting is to Cape Town at the end of this month, and then Zambia for New Year's.
Oh, incredible.
For 2021, and then 2022, I'm going to have a list of destinations like Morocco, Egypt, Mauritius, Zanzibar. Yeah, good things are coming next year. So you need to change that. I want to see you there, Suzanne, next year.
Yes, I am 100% accepting this challenge. Like, sita watchwa another year. I refuse. But it's been such an incredible conversation. We were actually asking Vibes Nation, all of the Vibes Radio listeners, what are some of the places that they want to go that are on their bucket list? Pew said Virgin Islands or the Caribbean islands. Ted Dupree wants to travel to Amsterdam. And Wata just wants to go to Mombasa. So guys, do go and check out her page. Just Rioba everywhere, and do contact her. She can organize trips for you and your boys, your family, or you can join in on her trips that she does with girls and ladies all over the world. Thanks so much for making the time, man.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Have a great afternoon.
Vibes Adrenaline. More vibes every day, all day.